as you see, the reason that is because the majority of the claims in Kentucky that are holding Mnfee actually need an invoice. So that's why Kentucky has both the PenVid and the Mnfee SAT together, right? So the first thing that we're going to look at is what is our provider specialty? So on this claim that I have pulled up, the provider specialty is DME. So since the specialty code is not CMHC, I am in the correct SAT. So now I'm going to go to step 2, obtain my image, which I pulled up here already. So this is also a corrected claim. So I'm just going to quickly see what happened to the original. And let's see, the original line was denied for an invoice, or IH99, and then we had 2 lines that were paid. They have been adjusted, which is perfect. All right, so even though the original had more lines than our corrected claim, we would still adjust all those lines. So since the original's been adjusted, we're down here working on our corrected claim now. So next I'm going to go to auth validation.
Well, it sounds fun. You sound, you all right? I was
I sound a little congested, don't I?
Yeah, I was finna say, who was that talking?
I thought the same thing.
It's me. I just sound a little congested. Too much phlegm. Okay. Alright, so when I'm looking for an authorization, I'm going to start with the one that was pulled. So my status is open, which is what I like to see. My provider number matches. And my authorization dates match. This one started on 7/10. My date of service is 7/10 through 5/6. Alright. And now I'm going to do my Alt-TC. See what procedure codes I have here. I have at E0470. And my code is for E0562. And my claim is for a purchase. So this authorization does not go with my claim. Does anybody know off the top of their head if I actually need an authorization for my Kentucky?
Yes.
Correct. DME for the state of Kentucky, purchase less than 500. Our provider does not require off. So I'm actually going to take that off.
Lucille, you know that's the claim I sent you.
I know.
What? And I'm looking like,
I pulled it because it was a good example for.
I'm glad, because I'm up here like,
Yes, I'm in your claim. So, and I do appreciate your adjustments look beautiful. So I gotta say that looks beautiful. So I'm glad to see. I'm glad to see that you adjusted it. So that looks beautiful. So yes, okay. So we don't need an off, as our purchase is less than $500 per line. Okay. So now here I'm on the detail page, going to step 5. Kentucky has its own fee schedule. I'm going to open the fee schedule for the state of Kentucky. 2026. So I'm going to probably have to search the prior year's fee schedule. Notice it looks a little bit different than what the example is. The state changed the website format, but the example in the SAT hasn't changed. But you're still looking for durable medical equipment, and if your claim was audiology, you would use the audiology. So I'm actually going to come up here and search cabinet health for medical supply 2025. See what we get. That's the 2026 fee schedule. It's transportation. That's occupational therapy. Yes, I need to load a few more. Medicaid. Still says 2026. Let me do this. And the audiology fee schedule. It's transportation. 2024. No.
Miss Lucille,
Yes.
see where it says chiropractor, and right above it, it just says fee schedule, and in the messages, it says 2025. Up, a little bit more, go up.
Hi.
Hi, I don't think we've
Right here?
met. I'm your neighbor.
Yes.
My name's Amelia.
Very nice to meet you.
Likewise. So we're actually moving out in less than 2 weeks. We have a couple like.
Oh, this is opening. Yeah, no, it's
pretty much
opening.
brand new, like less than a year old
It's not
washer
opening
dryer.
the fee
I was
schedule.
gonna see if you guys wanted any of it for free.
Oh, wow, less than a year old.
Because
Yeah.
when you
it's a
look at what it is,
2025
this one's
model,
for transportation
General Electric
rates.
heating.
And this is an Excel spreadsheet.
No, but I don't
And
want.
this one is the
I was
Chiral,
gonna post an offer up now.
Chiral rates.
I mean,
Excel
the new
spreadsheet.
washer dryer, I was gonna offer it to you like $90 each, but I already spent like almost $1,000 for both. But I have an old washer dryer too. The washer just needs like a little.
Okay, but here's the
dryer
2025
is
fee
perfect.
schedule.
You have those for free.
You know what's crazy?
Didn't it say
Just bought a washer
2024?
dryer from my friend. It was a similar situation. Her
Well, it says
brand new,
right
but we
here,
got it really
it's
cheap. But I have
2025
friends
fee
that use a
schedule.
washer dryer.
No, I was just
So
saying
you
if I was
actually
going
may be
into
interested
it.
in if you're.
Yeah, I know
Well,
what the
hopefully
link says,
Me and the
but
guy I live with,
it says
pretty
it's
strong
fee
believers
schedule
in it.
2025
You know,
revised.
you would do that.
Uh,
Like,
And if you
wow.
want,
Oh, okay, I didn't see that.
And it also does say right here, 2025 medical DME fee schedule. So actually, kind of,
But we're on the
yeah,
right
you're right,
side.
I would not normally think
And you
that,
said you
but
have something
since
like
I was having
that?
trouble finding it, I started actually reading what these said.
I mean, we were putting our
And
TV
reading
on
is
top,
fundamental.
but it's like a rustic green. And
She's
Yeah.
a TV
So
stand.
sometimes you just gotta take
I
a
mean, if
moment
you guys are
and
free, do you
read
wanna just
through
go
it.
pop in and see what I
Alright.
have?
I'm
'Cause
in
it's-
training.
But I agree with you,
But when
the
you're
first
studying,
time I
we don't mind,
overlooked
because I get
it,
it
when I
over.
couldn't
Yeah, I
find
mean,
it.
I've already
Karen, I
told
went back
this
and
neighbor and my next door
Okay,
neighbor,
so this
they're
is
gonna
what
come by
the
around
fee
probably
schedule talks
between 6
about.
and 7 p.m.
So there's a
to
lot of
look at it, 'cause
little,
again, I just, you know, I just wanna
there's a
go.
lot of
Are you
little,
guys
this is like the legend.
Buying somewhere else or?
What you're gonna see a
Well,
lot of.
Travis, the guy I live with, he doesn't have much
It's
stuff,
because
like most of the
it's
appliances I
manually
bought.
priced
And I'm
out.
going down.
It is,
Oh,
depending on what attachments you have,
That's where I'm
it's
from.
MSRP
Big
minus
move, but I
18%.
just don't wanna
Or
spend
if
like
you get
500
an
on
invoice,
fuel.
it's
Yeah, that
an
doesn't make
invoice.
Cause the stuff I have, it's like,
Okay,
you probably not even.
so you kind of,
yeah, I literally
it
just
makes it
wanted
a
to go
little
on this
bit more
weekend, so
difficult
I
because you
don't have
kind
to
of
worry about
gotta
class.
take a good
Which would
guess
be
on
the
what in the
next-
world did they
Okay,
say.
yeah, so you said the second house on the right, right next to us.
So if you see the white Subaru,
Let's see.
Oh, you're over in the corner.
It's literally the last house.
We have the
Okay.
humidifier,
Going
PA
right side of the
required
house and going
limited
right there.
6 seated,
Okay.
1 per 20,
We also have
4-month
a
period,
beautiful, huge
okay?
marble table.
And then
heavy as
up
hell,
here, the
but, you
purchase
grab that for free.
price
Yeah,
is $144.66,
Matter of fact, I'll call him. 'Cause
which is good. You got the purchase price.
Yeah, and by all means, like, I was gonna post it on
You
offer up
denied
and
it
just
via
wait, like, post it
EFT.
cheap, but honestly,
I'm not sure, was that what's on the
scheduling
previous
pickups for
one,
heavy stuff.
the IH 199?
Yeah, cause I ended up, like, the last thing I want is next week to come around and I'm waiting on it.
Yeah,
Right.
So,
You're ready to
Yep.
go.
yeah, I wanna be
we
ready to
would
go
not
by
have
this
done
one.
That was Amelia, right?
Yes.
I'm Fabia.
Fabia?
I guess not the daughter of the homeowner. I think she's moving right now, but I'll talk to her.
Yeah, by all means, you guys all come by, I have a
I'm
nice,
taking it
an
out
oven too, the leather
because
oven that
I
turns
wanted
into
to go
a
check
bed.
her
Oh, that's
CRT.
awesome.
That even I fit in, and it's small, it's like very compact.
Because I think you
So
told
it's
me they
good
were
for,
on Medicare A.
And you're not selling either of this stuff?
Well, again, I'm probably still gonna post, but very cheap.
Correct.
Like,
So,
the stuff I'm offering for free, I'll be posting for like $20, $30
Wow.
picked up.
Medicare A
Just as like,
definitely does not cover DME.
I'd rather give
Because
it to
remember,
neighbors,
Medicare
like,
A
everyone's been great
is
here.
That's awesome.
And it's, again,
It is
for my
services
mental
for.
sanity,
Mhm.
I just want to
Get
go.
out of the way.
Oh,
And the washer and dryer, like,
Nope,
the old ones, I
Nope,
don't
they
plug
don't have
in,
B on that.
but I know for a fact
They
that.
only had A.
Mhm.
Yep.
The new ones, by all means, you
So
can
these
test.
started
You said
D
you're
one.
selling those for like what,
So,
$90?
I have them posted now for $180
and
each,
then
but again,
United Healthcare Medicare started
Okay,
10.
I'm going to talk
Yes.
to my friend.
So,
Call her right now.
No, we would not need an
and if
EOB
you
here
want, let me get your number, he's actually got
because
pictures already
Medicare
ready to
B
post.
covers DME. Medicare A is not. So that's correct. I would take off the denial for D and EOB. Does it make sense,
Go
Stisha?
ahead and text me because.
Yes, that was,
That they-
that's why I wanted to stop, because that was my main question. I
Yeah.
cannot go
Yeah, I'll text you my name
Yes.
and I'll send you,
So,
I'll send you pictures.
Mhm.
I think
What
a
she
lot of
had
pictures I like
here,
have
although she did her
dimensions
adjustment
just to
beautifully,
see if it works out for,
Thank you. Thank you.
I'll
And you
text
know, I don't really answer.
her question here was the
Yeah.
original was the
Honestly,
IH 199. We would
I
not
see this
do
lady
that
doing
denial.
the gardening,
Okay.
and I know she's
Yeah,
there, she didn't
once
answer
we
either.
process the claim.
And then, this guy didn't answer,
Which
the
we
guy with the
have.
truck that's always waving.
Um,
Wait, do you know his name? I
this,
forgot.
the bot may come back
Greg, that's it.
tonight for that.
I love
But we
Greg,
would not
but I don't know
immediately
if
add
he's not,
an
oh my
IH
god, he's always friendly, but you didn't answer.
So, that's why I
Like, he must be
promised
thinking of it.
Bill, this is just the actual.
I'm glad you answered.
Thank you so much. Alright, we'll see you. So that's my little brother. You probably
Instead of
know
just
now,
us two.
Yeah, I see.
I do, however, the pricing looks
But,
beautiful.
I'm gonna go to the gym now.
I
but
do
I'll-
need to check
Okay,
the
well, I can reach out to her.
provider's
Let me reach
fee
out to her.
schedule.
Okay, I'll text you now.
So they are paying at 100, and actually it looks like you're probably system priced, which would not surprise me, just because, it's a set fee schedule. So, yeah. Oh, they have anything? That's weird.
So at any time, we will never repeat the IH 199?
Correct. Yeah, the system may do it, but we would never, no, the original. When would we deny the corrected the same as the original? Okay, good example. The lot that had one, her original was denied insert. They submitted a corrected claim. We still had to deny an insert because they didn't send a certification. So yes, but it's only because standing alone, the original denial still stands. So like your original denied for an authorization, you still don't have an auth by the time you're doing the corrected claim, of course you're going to deny an authorization. The original denied for an invoice, they didn't send an invoice, you're going to deny for an invoice. Yeah, so, okay. So this one, yes, you can finish your CRCLM and your COB. So, but all of this looks good now. So you could go in, you would use the CL 025 adjustment because you did have an adjustment original. And then you would put your appropriate adjustment notes on there. Okay. Does this one make more sense?
It does. I was gonna ask about, because you know, it possible note, was that the correct note to put on for the original? And then on this one, would I submit the same thing on this one and then also would put my, notes for the other hosts, if I'm seeing it right?
I don't remember what you submitted. Let me find your chat on this one.
Miss Lucille, this may sound stupid, but I just want to make sure that I didn't miss something. Going back to the reason code, yesterday I had one that was COB and corrective, and you can only add just the one reason code, right? You can't add multiple. Like, there's no way to add, like how you can add a new denial or new hold code. You just go with the one for corrective versus like the CL067 for the COB.
Yes, you would only use the CL029. Okay, so your note, no, that is not the correct note because you had to adjust an original. So, because you didn't adjust the original before because it was denied. You were thinking that just because they submitted the one line, that you didn't have to adjust the rest. But unfortunately, we do. We have to adjust the rest. So then that would have, I believe, step 9. You'd put in the vendor's note on the corrected, on the original. And then in step 12, you would use the vendor's note for the professional, that you had one claim adjusted.
Okay.
Okay?
Vendor, one claim adjustment. And
Yes.
I know you said it didn't matter, I just do this on both. I don't have to put all the extra stuff like the other holes that I work. Nothing like that.
Correct, yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right.
Well, okay, in this case, you might want to put a note on before you do the corrected claim note on your corrected claim that says process is primary for Kentucky COB, Medicare A only.
Okay.
Yeah, I would put that one on and then my corrected claim note.
Okay.
But they would be two different notes. So one for the COB, which would be your first note, and then the corrected claim note would be your second note.
And the vendor would be the second one, right? One claim used.
Yes,
Right.
this one, yep. So
Perfect.
that would go on your corrected, and then on the original, because you had to adjust it, this one. Corrected claim verified, original claim reverse for corrected claim number. So this one would go on your original.
And then put my numbers. Okay, thank you. I'll let you take this one. Here's my book.
Well, yeah, I figured that one I needed to go through. So, and it was a good example for everybody to see. All right. Now, see if we have some true Mnfees here. So Alt WH. So yes, I have the corrected claim, the MNP, and the CLHLD, which says there should be an attachment that we can open. So, I want to pull my image first. I want to see, since I have a corrected claim, I want to see if I need to do anything to an original.
Is this the same claim?
Nope, different claim.
Okay.
Hoping my attachment opens. Okay, so we have an EOB attached. This is WellCare of Kentucky, so we never COB a WellCare claim with a WellCare EOB. Let's see. And then what do we have here? Okay, so we have the invoice and the rest of the invoice. So this this is an invoice, okay? I have a feeling that our original was probably denied for an invoice. I'm gonna go and check. And it was, yeah. So most of your originals, yeah, you're gonna see they're denied for an invoice. Okay. So, but now that you know what you need to do, you can start working some of these Mnfees, and I think you're gonna find the majority of them, the original's been denied for an invoice. While it doesn't really give you a lot of practice in adjusting the claims, it will give you practice in putting the appropriate notes on your corrected claim. Okay? Oh, sure. Alright,
So you saying that this claim, you ain't got to do that too?
I don't have to do anything to the original claim. That's correct. I still have to adjudicate my corrected claim, and I still have to use the corrected claim note that says there was no original adjusted. But the original claim that was on the image, no, I do not have to do anything to that one. Just want to make that clear that, you know, when you say don't have to do anything to it, I still have to work this claim. But my original claim, no, I do not have to do anything. Now, I still like to do a quick duplicate check just to be sure there's no additional originals I need to look at or any newer corrected claims. Alright, so that's my original, and that's my current corrected claim. Okay. Okay, so now, auth validation, I do have an auth hold. Okay, so it is for DME, and it is open. For home care delivery, paying provider ID, right here. It is, my claim does fall within the authorization dates. And my code does match. Okay. So now I'm going to go get the fee schedule. Remember, I had to search the 2025 fee schedule. So that's one reason I don't close them. Okay? I know a lot of people close their stuff, but boy, if I had to search for that, oh, no way. No way I'm closing it. Because chances are I'm going to need to use it again. So I'm putting in my code. I have the right code. A9286. Okay, so this is a hygiene item or device, disposable. Age limit 3 years and up. So it is a manually priced for purchase. We're going to pay either MSRP minus 18 or invoice plus 20, depending on what documentation we have. All right. I obtained the rate from the spreadsheet. Procedure code is billed with an NU modifier or no modifier is billed. Validate if auth is required based on service line net amount greater than 500 or provider's non-part our status. We already have an off that I'm looking at, so that's okay. So now I'm going to office not required or is on file. Going to step 10. Okay, review a purchase price schedule. Okay. So was there a dollar amount reflected on the fee schedule? No. MSRP minus 18 or invoice plus 20? Yes, that is what we're doing here. MSRP minus 18 or invoice plus 20. So then it says MSRP or invoice and MSRP documentation is attached. Let me look at what this is. Now, it's not uncommon with corrected claims for providers to submit the original EOB, okay? So, once again, this is a well-care EOB, and we would not use it to do any type of coordination benefits. Okay. So what we got here is, this is an invoice, okay? This, the invoice is right here, okay? What a lot of DME suppliers do is they actually kind of do what's called drop shipping. So you see this invoice is actually from Cardinal Health. So Cardinal is probably the supplier. Notice that it got shipped to the patient. You see that? That's our patient right there. But the bill, the person responsible to pay it is actually the home care company. Alright? So, the first code here is ProCare Adult Wars Clause. Based on the description of my item, I would say this is what they are billing for. Okay? And the second description is sleepover youth pants medium large. So this is their adult, this is their disposable underwear, pull-ups, diapers. So that's what they shipped. The total price was $70.06. Okay. So they are billing for 8. It looks like they shipped 8. Okay. So the price per unit is 1.188, and the extended price is $9.50. So now, before I do anything else, I'm going to do my Alt-TG, check my provider's contracted rates. They are 185. Okay. So here I have my invoice attached. So we're going to take base purchase price is invoice plus 20%. So I get my base purchase price of $9.50 plus 20%. Okay. You can also do 9.50 times 1.20, and you're going to get the same. Okay? So however you do the math, as long as you come up with the correct answer is fine. So you can do the price plus the 20% or the price times 1.2, which is 120%. Okay?
Where you get that, the night, that price from? We're not taking what's on the line, on the claim.
No, Miss Babe, and I've seen I've noticed you've done it a lot. That's the build amount. No, we do not do our calculations by the build amount, okay? We do our calculations either by what's on our fee schedule or what's on the invoice, depending on what we're pricing and how. So yes, my $9.50 comes from the invoice. All right? Yeah, because I've noticed that you're doing that a lot. You're taking the price from the build. And that's not how we price, okay? Unless we have instructions, like there's certain providers that we pay 50% of the bill charges, but that's listed in their contract notes, okay? But for DME, no, we would not just take the bill price and use that. Okay?
And where did you get the part where you times it by?
By what?
You had on there $9.50
Right
times,
here. So my price is MSRP minus 18 or invoice plus 20. And I have an invoice attached in my attachments. See, this is an invoice.
okay,
So, based on the fact that I have an invoice and I have a valid invoice attached, I'm taking the base price from the invoice plus 20%. Okay, so that is my base pricing right there. Now, to that, the rates still need to be multiplied by the provider's percentage. So, my 11.4 is going to be multiplied by 100% by 85%. That is going to be my price. Now I'm going to go ahead and release the corrected claim hold. I do not need to use an adjustment reason because I did not have to adjust an original. So now I'm going to go to my header. I'm going to leave this authorization there. I'm going to do my Alt-TR. I'm going to release the chill hold, which means review the claim image. I did that right here to check for my invoice. And I'm going to history the corrected claim hold because I did not have to do an adjustment on the previous. I do not add the CRCLL. Okay. And down here in step 10 of my corrected claim. Right here in B, after working all holds, click on topic and then holds from the drop down. History any holds that need to be saved. Click on topic and then detail to return to the detail screen. So, claim is for Medicaid liability. LB, click on the total not covered field and tab through to apply any applicable cost share. You just do that. I actually don't think we're going to have one. Alright, so now it says to input adjustment reason CL025, but before I do that, I see my note that it is not required if the original claim was not backed out. So now I'm going to go to step 11 and review for interest. That is my special claim header user field interest rule. Since my line of business is Kentucky, I do.
You leave it blank.
Leave it blank. Yes, ma'am. So now I'm gonna go here to step 12, where I am going to, go to the header and remove the holds. This includes header and line item, okay? So, note, CLL is not required if the original claim was not backed out. So I've already released all my holds. The system did the TSSHD, so I'm not responsible for what the system did. I released all my other holds. I do not add the CRCLL because I did not have to make a claim adjustment on my original. But I do still need to add my notes. My claim is professional. Like that. Yes, and now I do add my corrected claim note that no original claim was backed out.
So you put,
Yes? Yes? Did someone have a question?
I do. You know, so, because I used the second note, because I did have, no, I used the third note at the end for professional, for my claim, because I had an original. I'm just trying to catch up, make sure I understand where we're at. I had an original, and I had, my claim, no, I had an original, and I had the two that had not had any adjustments.
Oh, so you had two originals that you had to adjust?
No, I had one original,
Mm-hmm.
and two claims after that came in that didn't have any adjustments applied. It was like timely.
Okay,
So-
so you actually would not use this. You only use this if you had to adjust two original claims.
I would have used yours, the first one.
If you didn't have to do any adjustments, you would use the first one. If you
Okay.
had to adjust one claim, which these two are the most common that we use. This one is only if we had to adjust more than one claim.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
so Lucille, when I did mine earlier, I put my adjustment note on in the same box as my other note. I'm not supposed to do that?
It should be two separate notes, yes.
Okay, I'll make note, thank you.
Alright, let's check what else we have.
Miss Lucille, like, what's a time when you would make multiple adjustments like that? Is that common? You said no.
No, but sometimes what they'll do is they'll originally bill the office visit on one claim and the labs on another. And then for whatever reason, they'll send in a corrected claim that has the office visits and the labs all on the same claim. So then, yes, you would adjust the original claim that was just the office visit and then the original claim that was just the labs.
Miss Lucille, can I see what your claim page and your calculator?
My claim?
On that line? Okay, hold on, right there. Thank you. I was clicking that word out and Lord, I didn't get it.
And Lucille, I'm sorry,
Thank you.
I was just trying to wait. But on the fee schedule, I know it was the previous one. Can you show me how you got to that screen, if you don't mind, when you went up to the fee? Cause mine's look different.
Okay, remember I actually had to search the 2025 fee schedule, because what was that? because the fee schedule link here is going to take you to the most current fee schedule. So yours might look a little bit different.
It do. Supplies, okay,
Does yours say 2026 on it?
yes,
And yeah, I had to search for the one that was for 2025.
okay.
Like literally search cabinet health. Which I'm glad we had one that had to get the older fee schedule. Because yeah, unfortunately you do have to like search for it. So
Okay. Thank
it's
you.
a prior year. Yep, you're welcome. Alright, can I move on to the next claim? We still have questions about this one. Okay.
Lucy, I'm sorry, so the fee schedule you're using right now is a 20